Good afternoon, everyone on YouTube. This is Bagger Don at Stock Market Caddy, and we're going to give you a chance to watch the markets here a little bit this afternoon. We were giving a little tour to one of our newest members this morning, and we had pointed out to him live the ES 5-minute swing machine went long at 4:40 a.m. 4:40 a.m. The VIX actually turned down 5 minutes before, 4:35. At 4:40 a.m., it went long at 38.45.75. Now, when he tuned in, it was about 8:30, and we were up about $600 or $700. And I said to him, I said, I really don't know what the market's going to do. We never do, but I do know that whatever it does, Swing Machine will track it. It's still in that trade, 3,675, one mini, one micro, 368, 10 minis, 37 grand. Let's go look at the NQ, the NASDAQ on a 5-minute. We've encased them in a little to bring your attention, 4:40 a.m. Well, what a coinky dink, 4:40 a.m. Long, 11,940.50. Real time, one mini, 5,500. The Dow did also go at 4:40. It cycled out, gave you a chance to profit, and then it gave you another chance at 8:35. 8:35. We're having a thunderstorm here in Tampa. Ooh, you hear that thunder? 21.25. The Russell, 4:40. What a coinky dink. You see, folks, these markets are commoditized and they are positively correlated. They move together. Only Kramer thinks it's a market of individual stocks. I suppose an individual stock, they're correlated. And we look for that correlation, and we look for that correlation to diverge. It presents opportunities. And we have the means and the tools to track that sort of thing. You see, we're not caught up in the for lack of a better word, the bullshit. We don't care about Tesla's trucks or cars or anything else. We're interested in money flow. We're diversified in how we approach the markets. We're diversified in what we choose to trade. Do you know you can trade the S&P in so many different ways? And we do. You can trade the S&P through the SPY ETF. You'll use a lot more capital. It's okay to do that, especially if you're going to go long term and not be on margin. I understand that. Ooh, another big crack, the lightning. I got headphones on. You hear that rumbling? Tampa Bay Lightning, capital of the world. Then you can use options. You want to go a little bit longer, use a little leverage, you can use options. Same thing. SPX cash, you can get options on it. And then if you want to trade intraday, a market that's nice and deep, liquid, billions and billions of dollars being traded within one tick of each other. Futures, that's where it's at. That's why we trade them. We're traders. And we also trade robotically. By the way, the gentleman who came in this morning, who's a monthly member. See, when you sign up as a monthly member, we give you a free one-day pass, a hall pass, to come in and to watch. And so we spent 3-4 hours together, and pointing out different things and how Swing Machine got constructed and how it works. It does not work off of moving averages. By the way, folks, we've been doing this a long time. Okay. This isn't something that cropped up, 6 months ago, 6 years ago. We've been doing this before there was Twitter, before there was YouTube. Okay. And we don't advertise. So if somehow, some way you came, across our link, miracle, because we don't advertise. And Ted, it's okay. It's my golden retriever. He's a little spooked. And but we're going to let you watch, and I'm going to be back. I'm going to have to go grab a little lunch, and I'll answer your questions. So write up your questions. Think about what you're looking at. You're on delay because of YouTube. You've got a 30-second delay. So I wouldn't suggest, we're not here to suggest anybody buy or sell anything. We don't do that. That's not our service. We're a mentoring site for those people that want their trading to become mechanical, robotic, taking out the emotion, and to help them jumpstart what they want to do. And yes, this tool, as well as about 70 other tools that include proprietary radars and strategies and indicators, strategies that enable you to set the number of contracts, to set daily profit targets, chandelier trailing stops, all kinds of stuff to get your hand off that mouse. Get your hand off that mouse. You'll have carpal tunnel if you keep doing it. All right, I've got to take a quick break, and but I will be back. It is only 1:39, so enjoy. We'll probably keep this view up for this afternoon. Again, we're going to give you a chance to ask your questions. Think about what you want. I'll answer, and happy to. But this is how much they're up, and we can even give you a little idea of how our members go about trading this. Can this be traded robotically? Absolutely. Absolutely. Our members do it all the time. Fantastic hedging tool. I'll be back. Thanks. Okay, we're back. Good day today, huh? Great day. Great day. It is just about 2 o'clock. We can erase that little thing. We lost some folks, I'm always so curious, we don't know, I bet you Tina's there though. How are you, Tina? And Tina's always there. And but I hope you're having a good day, Tina. And Swing Machine's having a great day. 4,200, 6,000, 2,500, 27 long, 4:40 a.m. 40 minutes after the war room in the US Treasury opened up, got a phone call out to the boys at Citadel and said, hey, the Europeans, that gas deal, don't worry about it. Actually, I think what it is, I think the Europeans going to increase the euro interest rate. Probably they're expecting 25. I wouldn't be surprised they increase it 50, 75 basis points. The American dollar is probably going to get hit. I think we're going to see gold run. I think we're going to see the markets run. Going to be a beautiful thing. That's what I think, but I don't trade what I think. Is trade what is in front of us, and we trade mechanically, robotically. But it's amazing, when we first piped in, we had 6 to 7 people there. Then they disappear. Where do they go? What are they doing? What are they thinking? It's so amazing to me because, you're going to go to CNBC, tune on CNBC. Oh, I think the Dow is going to do that, Judge Wapner. And then go to the next guy and the next guy. Oh, yeah, let's get some call options on Apple. I mean, why? Why? Here we are, we're trading mechanically, we're trading robotically, we're trading correlations, we're trading positive and negative correlations, we're trading when they divergences, we're hedging intervals, time intervals, we're hedging frequency, we're hedging variances. I mean, we're hedging futures against options. I mean, we're doing so many different things to get the job done. Why do we do that? Why do we trade correlations? Why do we trade in a hedging fashion? Why do we do what we do? One, yes, to make money, but we want an equity curve that is nice and smooth, left to right, moving on up. Everyone else, the 90% of the Twitter sphere, they want to get on there. Oh, I bought Bitcoin, at $60,000 a coin. Okay, how's that working out for you? You hodling it? I mean, what kind of nonsense? It's amazing to me. I don't like to think of myself as old, but I guess I'm an old guy now. And I thought like everybody knows these lessons. The scam is not Bitcoin. The scam is not, Peloton. That isn't the scam. I mean, they could be scams, but that isn't the scam. What's the scam? The scam is buy and hold. Christ almighty. It's such a scam. I thought we'd been through this though. We did this program in the 90s. Right? I'm an old guy, right? We were in our 20s once. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put my old IRA account into America. I'm like, remember that damn thing? Oh yeah, we had people that were hodling America online. They're dead. If they're not dead, their accounts are dead. Oh, it's going to take over the world. It's going to be a metaverse. Everyone's going to be using America online. Well, they got these things called chat rooms. You used to have to dial up your phone. You used to make that sound. Oh my God, those people were nuts. Right? If you and everybody would call in to these radio shows and you know what? They didn't have Twitter. You know what they would do? They would go to Yahoo. Before there was Reddit, right? There wasn't Reddit, there was Yahoo. And they would go to the message board of the particular stock because people would go to Yahoo Finance to look up a stock. And then they had a chat function or a posting, and everybody would spend all their time, not me, but I knew about it. And they would post all their shit about, whatever it was, bearable. What a waste of time. They're doing the same thing now. Instead of using Yahoo, they're using Twitter. It's so crazy. Didn't learn a damn thing. It's like, man, weren't your parents teaching you anything? showing you anything? They're making the kids today, the 20s and 30s, something, you're making the same, you're going the wrong way. I feel like John Candy on Planes, Trains, Automobiles. You're going the wrong way. Oh, what's he doing? How does he know which way we're going? Remember that scene? Oh my God. No, I'm not making a bull case for Bitcoin. I don't give a shit about Bitcoin or about gold or about the S&P or about the VIX or Apple. I could care less. You know what I'm interested in? I'll show you. You ready? One word. One word. Anybody know what it is? Any guesses? What is the most important thing? I don't care if you buy something, I don't care what it is, your house, whatever you buy, and as an investment, what is the one thing you should be most concerned with? You ready? I'm going to type it in. Bear with me. Can I take us? Liquidity. Liquidity. What is liquidity? The difference between the bid and the ask. It's all about that. Liquidity. If you have an investment and you don't have liquidity, you got shit. You got shit. You can get on the message boards and on the Twitter sphere, and you can listen to Natalie Brunell and the other guy with the laser eyes and all those fools saying, oh, yeah, oh, boy, Bitcoin's going to 100. It could be Bitcoin. It could be America Online. If you don't have liquidity, the difference between the bid and the ask, you can't get out. You can get in, no problem getting in. They'll let you in. They'll let anybody in. Try to get out. And it's always the people that shouldn't get hurt. They do get hurt. Although I say that, this is not. It is relatively easy, but you do have to learn. You have to make a commitment of time and effort. And by the way, we don't accept everybody. So don't assume. Do not assume, oh yeah, that guy's hawking his Q school and I could sign up on that, but I ain't going to do that. No, try me. I need to speak to every single person that signs up for a Q school. And if I don't think we have a match, we're not going to accept your money. I'll send it back. And I have done that. I can't, we're small. And I'm going to, unlike anyone else, I'm going to spend a lot of time with you. And I don't want to waste your time, but I certainly don't want to waste mine. And so that's a big, big difference between us and anybody else that you might come across as a mentorship. And that's what we're doing here. But liquidity is so, so important. And the more frequently you trade, the more important it is. It explains why we like to trade futures, because we like to trade, with a high degree of, we're trading with surgical precision, we're trading frequently, and we're trading during the day. So we need liquidity. And we don't like to trade at night or, at 2 a.m. necessarily. At 3 o'clock in the morning, some markets will start moving, but other markets, not so much. If we're going to go further out, we're going to trade a little bit less. So we might define our risk using options, right? That sort of thing, and use our capital. So many things that, well, there are so many important things. So liquidity is number one. The other thing is that as we go down this road, which I really didn't, this always happens to me, and we start doing things and discussing things that I didn't expect. But the other thing is that that we spend a lot of time on is correlations. Positive and negative. Oop, negative. There's a lot of different correlations, right? Oh, something's correlated. I hear this. Yeah, I'm trading this because it's correlated. Oh, okay. So what? What does that mean? What does it, how do you trade it? How do you go about it? And things can be positive, then they can be negative, and then they can also do something else, which is a big part. They can diverge. They can diverge. Divergence. Well, they were positively correlated, but no, they're not positively correlated. So I'm not going to trade that anymore. No, when they diverge, that can represent a huge trading opportunity. That's what we're doing. That's what our radars are doing. That's what we're trying to do. Trying to pick up on that. The computers are trying to pick up on that for us. It's opportunity. Let me show you. Okay, so correlations. The VIX is negatively correlated to the S&P, the S&P VIX. The VIX goes up on a trend, not just the number, and the S&P goes down. The VIX goes down, the S&P goes up. Sometimes it doesn't. Could be a warning. We look for those sometimes, right? Sometimes, but you need to know. You need somebody to kind of point them out. Everything is more or less correlated until it isn't. There can be some crazy correlations. Some things are correlated, some aren't. And we're always building tools to get better and better at that. Let me show you what that might look like. So let me clear some of this so we don't have it. Let's go back to Swing Machine. Let me show you real world. So I'm going to change this to a 60-minute for a moment. 60-minute. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Yep, I can change that interval to 6. I can change that interval to anything. And look at how fractal Swing Machine is, meaning it can do this on any time frame. Are you kidding me, Don? No, I'm not. On the ES, on a 60-minute, it went long 9 hours ago. 9 hours ago at 7 a.m. I don't want to trade the 5-minute, Don. I want to trade the hourly. Okay, fine. Just understand the payouts are going to be bigger. Are you prepared for that? Yeah, it'll be great. The drawdowns will be bigger. What do you mean drawdown? Right? Yeah, you got to, this isn't a riskless game, right? The losses could be a little bigger. The hourly here 8 hours ago, 8 a.m. That's pretty wild. Look at the Dow, the YM 10 hours ago. Look at the Russell. What the? 51 hours ago on the 15th. What happened? Did you see that? Were you looking for that? I thought these markets are positively correlated. They all move together. They do. But sometimes they don't. And that's what we want to know. 51 hours ago, the Russell went long at 11 a.m. on the 15th. What might that mean? Well, the speculators, the investment houses, the Goldman Sachs, the big hedge funds, they love the Russell. Why? It's the small caps. They're very liquid, they're very speculative, and they can run like hell. They can go up a lot. They're not getting 7 or 8% a year. They're getting that in a day, if more. So they love to get into that Russell. 51 hours ago, they came pouring into the Russell, and the other markets weren't doing it. That to us is divergence and a heads up. The positive correlation is broken apart. And one of two things is going to happen. Either the Russell is going to fall flat on its ass, or the other markets were going to catch up and go for the ride. And that's what they're doing. They're going for the ride. I don't know how else. I mean, you can look at charts until the cows come home. We don't even need a chart. I can tell you so much about this market using Swing Machine Plus. I haven't even talked about it over here. So much. So it's such a powerful tool. It isn't a red light, green light system. Anyone who's passing through, oh yeah, it's a trick. It's that they don't even understand. They don't know what they don't know. I'm just saying, they just don't know. They just don't understand. And, the first lesson in learning anything in life is recognizing, and it's hard to do, that you don't know something. Gotta be a little humble. And I'm a lot humble. I am very humble. I mean, these markets and stuff has probably been the most humbling experience of my life. And I don't come from Wall Street. I spent, 25 years, as the website says, and I spent 25 years with surgeons in surgery. There was a lot of shit there I didn't know. And so, because if you know everything, then why would you bother to learn anything? Why would you open up a book? It's kind of funny. It was I don't know, some social media thing, and somebody wanted to weigh in about inflation, deflation, blah, 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 blah. And they wanted to have an economic discussion. And I said, by the way, if you're sincere, he goes, I don't know, I'd like to know. I'd like to learn. I'd like to know. And I sent him a note, very nice note, private note. And I just said, if you want to know some really good books that can explain a lot of that, I'll share my reading list with you. Not a word back. Lazy. Just don't want to be bothered. Don't want to be bothered, really. And that's okay, right? We need that. I don't want everybody doing this. God almighty. How hard it would be to make a buck if everybody was this, doing this. So that's okay. But Swing Machine. We talk about liquidity being important, correlations, understanding what correlations are, positive and negative, and what's happening minute by minute. Not just it's not enough, what is gold correlated to right now? What is it? Is it the strong dollar that gold is being buffeted for? Because when you get to the extremes, if gold is extremely sold off and the dollar is extremely well bought, maybe they converge and they come back into alignment. And maybe that presents an opportunity. You want to see something wild? I'm going to show you this. We were showing folks earlier this. This is absolutely wild. This down here, this is the euro. EC is the euro. Let me change this to a daily time frame. Are you kidding me, Don? Nope, daily. Swing Machine on a euro went short. Well, let's start with the dollar. And by the way, this account, the dollar, I don't pay for the feed on the dollar, so it's delayed, but it's no big deal. It's within a ticket to here. The dollar on a daily went long, a futures contract 107 days ago. 107 days ago. At what price? 96.15 on February 14th. So Don, how do I get that $10,000? All right. Now, a futures contract on the dollar. Now, think back in February. The Bitcoin is, that dollar's getting crashed. And Tucker calls, the dollar's getting crushed and everything else. I'm like, what are you talking about? The dollar's getting stronger. The dollar getting trashed and everything, that's like 10 years ago. The dollar's been getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, right? As rates have been going up. Swing Machine doesn't listen to any of that garbage. Tucker Carlson doesn't know what's happening with the dollar. Peter Schiff probably doesn't even know. Peter Schiff, the dollar's going to trash. Yeah, okay. But Swing Machine is getting long the dollar. A futures contract on a dollar. Do you know how much money you need to hold it overnight? $1,800. $1,800. If you had bought one futures contract for $1,800, now it's not riskless, right? But if you had done it, you'd have $10,378 in your account, almost 500% return. Is that friggin' crazy? You know, that crazy? We'll talk about Bitcoin in a minute, and Bitcoin, we got it right above it. So the dollar goes long at 107 days. And you're like, well, I don't know. Maybe, but then you go to something that is negatively correlated. What is negatively correlated to the American dollar? The second biggest currency in the world, the euro, EC. It goes short 103. 4 days later. Now, a euro futures contract uses about $3,500, but same thing, five. So if you had, do the math, if you had gone long one contract, 1,800, short one contract, 3,500, roughly a $5,000 investment, long the dollar, short the euro, back in February, you would have roughly $25,000 in value in your account. What the? No need to listen to Kramer. No need to listen to the Wall Street Journal. Subscribe to anything. Twitter, nothing. Not me. Not me. You just need somebody to teach you how to use these tools. And that's what takes us 3+ weeks. Nobody's going to do that. Everybody wants you to, I won't let you buy anything. You can't buy any of these programs. You have to belong and get everything. And we got to make sure that you understand how to drive the Lamborghini before you go get in the car and drive it around a tree. We want to make sure. We can't promise an outcome, but we don't want you to get killed. We want you to be familiar with how to drive the car. I think that's pretty responsible. That's why we don't advertise too, because it takes time. And I can't do this for like 20 people. So 20, we can't. We only take 2 at a time, and we only take so many a year because we can't do it. We can't do what I feel as though needs to be done if 20 people all called at once. So couldn't do it. So, but isn't that pretty neat? It's so much at odds. Now this is really going to be crazy, right? Let's go to Bitcoin. Now, the Bitcoin futures contract is a futures contract that represents five Bitcoins, right? So it's a big contract. You can trade micros, but I'm not even talking about Bitcoin from a trading standpoint. It's not that liquid, but speaking of liquidity, but I'm going to change this. Well, before I even do, let's say you're bullish Bitcoin. All right. I hope I didn't offend anybody. All right. I can make if I'm honest, which I am with myself, I always say this to my wife, Susan. Susan, I can make a bear case and a bull case on just about everything. I can tell you why something is going to the moon, and I can tell you why something's going to zero. The truth of the matter is, I just don't know. And the thesis, I could have a thesis and I feel very strongly about it, but if the rest of the world thinks the other way, then it's going to go the other way, whether I like it or don't like it. So I don't trade. I don't trade, and I don't invest on a thesis, right? Not in these markets. If I was going to buy a business, I'd buy a business based on, cash flow and intrinsics, and I would need to see and yada, yada. But we can't really do that, right? These are exchanges, it is what it is. But let's say that a person was really, and we did this, we made a video on this. You can go back and look, it's just sickening. Because people were hodling Bitcoin. So remember when Bitcoin was $50,000, $60,000 a coin? Let's go into 100,000 and everything, right? And I joke about this, but it's really kind of, well, and they did it with AMC too. But we can even look at AMC. But let me put Bitcoin on a daily. It's crazy. Bitcoin went short on Swing Machine 68 days ago on April 11th at this time at that price. I can't go back in time here and change this. It is what it is. We've been reporting on this for days, weeks. We reported on it when it happened. Now, it could have gone the other way, but it didn't, right? It didn't. Now, it is rallying, and we suggested that it would rally off of 20,500. We got a tweet out there about that. But it's just a rip against a downtrend. And so it was up even higher. But the point being is, let's say you had a stack of Bitcoin and you had $500,000 in Bitcoin and you just don't want to sell them because you're a hodler and you don't want to spend your Bitcoin because they're going to go to millions. Maybe they are. I don't know. You don't have to sell your Bitcoin. You could have held your Bitcoin, but you didn't have to get hosed, right? You don't have to stand there and get hit by a truck. The other thing that we do, remember liquidity, correlations. Here's another one that we do that nobody else talks about because it's too much work. They don't understand. Hedge. You can be long something and yet still be short something. What in the hell? The hell are you talking about? How the hell can I do that? You can be short something. I don't stand on. How the hell? Why would I do that? Well, if you are perfectly hedged, if you are in a perfect world, you are long the exact same thing that you are short, or you are short exactly the same thing for the same amount of money, the same interval, the same strategy, then yes, you don't make any money. You are hedged and you are what they call delta neutral. You're just not gonna, you're flat even. But you can skew it a little bit on one side. And what does it do? It smooths out your account value, your portfolio. That's what these kids, coming out of these schools that manage these portfolios, that's what they're doing. The retail trader that you see on Twitter sphere, they don't understand. They don't care about any of this. They just want to get in. They want to take a stimmy check and turn $1,500 into 30 grand and hoot and holler and, take a trip and, whatever. That's not what we're doing. Right? That isn't us. Those kids aren't coming here, and I'm okay with that. I don't have the time or the interest for that. I say that, I want the person, the mature trader, and that person could be 25, and that person and the immature trader could be 60. I've met plenty of 60-year-old people that are very immature. I've spoken to them over the phone all the time, and those are usually very, very short phone calls, because I don't want to waste time. We can't buy or sell time. So how might that look? Well, let's undo this. So let's go back to the Bitcoin. I'll show you a real world example. Let's say, for instance, you had, I don't know, if we were trading, if Bitcoin was trading at, at $50,000 or 60,000, let's say that you had 10 of them, right? So that would have been $600,000. 600,000. Well, you are now down. I mean, you've been cut in half. I mean, you only got 300,000. But if you had held on to your Bitcoins and gone into this contract against their value in your account, which you could have done, and shorted this 5 of these, shorted 2 of these, your Bitcoins would be down in value. Yeah, about 300,000, but you'd have about 160 or 200,000. You would have hedged your value of your account. So your Bitcoins would be down, yes, but the hedge would be up and you would have smoothed out your equity curve. And the truth of the matter is, I find it hard to believe, but maybe it's true that some of those people that were touting Bitcoin, to the retail crowd were in fact hedged. They didn't bother to explain any of that. Warren Buffett's funny. He never said he never sells anything, right? He only buy. He never sells anything. Well, he's a liar, the old fart. Not exactly a liar. He sells covered calls. He goes into the derivatives markets and he sells options to the speculators. Technically, is he selling his stock? No, unless it's called away, but he does sell them. And that's public, and he does do it. He sells that, and he's going into the derivatives market, but he doesn't bother to explain how and why he does it. They don't have time for that. Doesn't care. Just send him his money. They don't want to be bothered with you. And I can't be managing people's money. We don't solicit funds here. I'm not, and I don't trade for anybody, and we don't make specific recommendations. We don't make any claims. I'm just a guy that's worked this through in my own mind 20 years ago. And just come through. And for other like-minded people that want to go someplace and have somebody show them what they do so that you can assimilate it or take what you like, dump what you don't, develop your own approach. I don't know where else you're going to be able to do that. And, you can join the Nigerians Rebellion Club. I get about 80 emails a day from those people. I don't know how. I've never signed up, never been there. And, but I get news for you. You're never talking to one of them. You kidding me? They're down in South Beach, having a plate of pate or whatever. They don't have time for anybody. They don't care, and it's kind of disingenuous, if you belong. So what we're not a service that's going to send you, 10 call options and 5 put options a night, and then you just kind of pick and choose based on nothing and hope for the best. That doesn't do anybody any good. And maybe it does. If it does, great. That isn't us. But why? I don't want to do it. I don't want to do that. It just seems, I don't know. I said to Susan, we're going to do this. I'm like, I want folks to learn what we know. I think that has value. And I always thought that I said, and if we do this, the folks that come, I was always surprised when the very first person, joined, and then we grew and grew, that I would never increase the price, and I would always try to add value, add value, add value. And that's what we do. So we don't increase the price on any of our existing members. And we just try to keep adding value, adding value. And there's no other hidden cost. It is what it is. And it's incremental. Our memberships are incremental. We try to give folks an opportunity to get in what I call to say, you know what, this isn't for me. But I can't make any claims, and I can't make any specific recommendations, and I don't. And your success is your success. It doesn't hurt Susan and I. It's not a zero-sum game. I'm thrilled. We want you to be successful. We're going to do everything we can to try to help you. But in the end, it's all yours. It's yours. We can't be responsible for your failures. People will do what they do, and I think on balance, I hope everyone has done well. I can't know for sure, but our membership and our retention rate and everything else, I think hopefully speaks volumes. But you have to accept, and that's the other part of why people. It was interesting. I had a gentleman, he came to work on our AC unit. I had a heat pump issue here in Florida. And so he comes into the house and in my office, he's been here before, and he sees my computers because my air handler, you might be able to hear a little hum, is in my office closet on this side of the house. And he's like, what are you doing? It's like, what the hell is all that? He's kind of fascinated with it. So we have a little conversation. And so I walk out with him and we get to the side of his truck. It's like, let me ask you a question. I'd like to do that. How come everybody isn't doing that? And I'm like, well, what do you mean? How come everybody isn't doing that? He goes, well, I don't understand. It looks pretty straightforward. Why isn't everybody doing that? I said, well, why isn't everybody fixing AC units? I saw what you did. I mean, you come in, you took it down, you did that. I mean, it looked pretty easy to me what he did, but I didn't know what to do. He had to learn. He had to go through. I said, "How did you learn to become an AC?" And by the way, it's his own company. He did an apprenticeship. Ah, yeah. And then he bought the gentleman's business. Became a partner and then became his company. But he had to learn. It looks pretty easy. He gets paid a good buck. Tell you what, I think he does pretty damn well. And but not everybody can do it. Not everybody will do it. Does that mean that so you got to decide, and whatever it is in life, um, does this interest me? Is somebody else doing something different? And then do I want to admit to myself that, yeah, maybe I'm going down the wrong path. Maybe I'm not learning. Maybe I need to regroup. I could tell you all kinds of success stories of our other members, but I'm not even going to do that because you know what? That's their success story. Your success, my success, does not hinge on any other person. Doesn't. It may feel good, to have others, and it does, but it hinges on you. It really does. You're going to make your decisions in these markets just like you do in everything else, and make the wrong decisions and get impatient and overdo something. Just like any other aspect of life, you'll get punished. And you can get punished real hard in here. But we try to go, try to share those lessons so that nobody does it. I've made a lot of those mistakes. I share with the on-demand videos. Every mistake that I've made, not to say that I won't make one going forward. I'm always very attentive, always on guard, always prepared. Anything can happen at any time, right? For equipment failures and market failures and all kinds of stuff, right? So we try to give a very realistic, but we want everyone to be, you want to be comfortable, right? We've had some people, which is understandable. I'm not crazy about heights. I'm just not. Never really been. I get a little dizzy, and I'm just not crazy about heights. So learning to fly a plane is probably not in my future, right? Probably not a good idea. If you are very, very fearful, the question is, what are you fearful of? Are you fearful of the unknown? Are you fearful of losing, getting hurt? Are you just fearful of learning? Some people, it's crazy. They're fearful of success. They just want to self-sabotage themselves. I've known some people like that. That can be debilitating. You got to learn to get out of the hell out of your own way. I'm not talking about anybody here. I don't know who's listening here, but sometimes even myself, you're like, hey, don't limit yourself. So I'm very, very careful with everybody, and I'm very respectful. Everyone that comes to us comes with wonderful educations and experiences in different parts of the world. And I like people and I like hearing about those experiences. And I try to be very, very respectful of those experiences. And I really try to listen and to pay attention because they bring with them a perspective, a life's perspective that is very, very valuable to them and can be very, very valuable to me. And I'm very sincere about that. I've learned a lot from doing Stockmarketcaddie.com. It's worked out. When I said this to Susan, I said, if it works out the way that I think it'll work out, it's going to be a win-win-win all the way around. Folks are going to do well. We're going to do well. It's just going to be a really good. It's going to help our trading. It's going to help us be better. And that's the case. That is flat out the case. It's challenging. I was up last night. It's 2:38 in the afternoon. I was up last night until 2 a.m. And my only regret was that I had to go to sleep. I really didn't want to go to sleep. I was working on some programming, and I really wanted to turn the corner on it. I wasn't even I mean, I was trading. I had the thing up, but I mean, and it wasn't trading, but I had the markets up, but I was working, and it's so dynamic. It's so interesting. It's so it's just so challenging. Now, you don't have to be a coder. You don't have to be. We will do a lot of that. But but when we're collaborating with everybody, it's really wild. It's really wild. We had a conversation yesterday with one of our members. I probably talked too much, but and we taped it for the benefit of everybody. But we had a nice conversation, private conversation. He okayed me to tape it. It's on a private YouTube. I won't send it out. But and we were just discussing hedging. Why? How? It is, you can hedge a lot of different ways, right? Just like in options a little bit. You can hedge different markets, hedge different time frames, hedge this, hedge that. The first reaction is like, why wouldn't I? I mean, why do you hedge? I mean, if you're going to buy something, you must obviously think it's going to go up. Why the hell would you do it? Again, account volatility, trying to limit, trying to trap it, right? The real good option traders, what do? Right? They're doing credit spreads, or they're selling calls up high and they're selling puts down low, and or they're doing iron condors, right? They're hedging themselves. A lot of work on that, though, by the way. A lot of work. You got to be very patient there. You really do. But they're good. They're very good. I have a lot of respect for that. You can certainly use our tools. You can just grow. Let me move this time back, by the way. But how and why the Bitcoin people would just sit there and just see their accounts evaporate like that is just gross. And there's really no need for it, especially with the social media today. And there's people out there like myself that went through, I don't know, why do these things move? Oh, I moved the thing. I get it. There we go. Went through the, I gotta bring that back up here like that. There we go. Went through the, the debacle of the .com and stuff, and there were lessons learned. Why wouldn't you, learn, from the past? But, I've heard it said, and I guess I get it, that younger people today, but it isn't just younger people though, too. It's older people. They don't call upon their parents, their aunts, their uncles, or their family members the way we used to do in the past. They go to the internet. They don't ask their father, or they don't ask the uncle, how would you do this? They go to the internet, which, you're here and I'm on the internet, but I guess that's fine. But I think, and why we do as many videos as we do and talk about the markets while they're live, right? Anybody can do it tape. We got a lot of live videos now. I didn't realize, I guess I didn't mean to be deleting someone. We're going to leave them up, but I can leave them up. So, we'll do that. But, I think there's a lot of good information, but you have to be somewhat discerning, right? Discerning. And I think one should be skeptical. And, our memberships are incremental, and the Q School is incremental. I say to everybody, that goes into the Q School, everyone has that same question that I would have. And that question being is like, okay, if I sign up for this Q School, how am I going to do? And I don't know. If I don't think you're going to do well, I won't let you sign up. And I've returned, like I say, I have returned people's money, and I definitely will. So if I think there's something amiss, and I won't let the person sign up. And because I don't want to waste their time, and I don't want to waste mine. And we want folks to do well. But at the end of the Q School, you will know. You will know. You will have learned a lot, and you'll never look at the markets the same. and you'll have a really, really good idea at that point who we are, what we're about, how the tools work, weaknesses and strengths and what you have to do. I was kind of joking about it this morning. I did have one person at the end of the Q school, and it was kind of funny. I'm prepared to spend whatever time is necessary. It works out mostly about an hour and a half a day. The last time, the last gentleman, very nice gentleman, it worked out pretty well. We connected every morning, just about every morning I think it was from 7:30 to 8:30. I think it was. Yeah, 7:30. He was on time every single day, never late, every single day. He's an annual member, and I'm sure he's going to do very well. On time every single morning. Asked really good questions, very, very attentive, very thorough, software guy, not surprisingly. And we spent like an hour and a half. That's about all he could take, all I could take. No, I say it. You don't want to be listening to me that much, but we did it every day for 3 weeks. And then he went on to become an annual member. We did it every day. On the other side of the coin, I did have a gentleman that on the third week, he just disappeared. He just disappeared. And I'm like, geez, I wonder what happened. And never heard from him. I sent him a text. I was worried. I thought maybe he got hurt. And when I reached them on Thursday of the last week, this and in an hour, it's not that it takes that long, but it takes a few days to get in sync with everything that's on here. It's quite a bit. And it does not use moving averages. It doesn't use any of the traditional things. They wouldn't work across all these multiple timeframes if that was the case. It just wouldn't. It'd be a mess. If you have any questions, let us know. Thanks. I don't know. We're getting kind of a weird view on, oh, there it is on YouTube. No, it's not. I don't know if it's buffering or what the story is. Looks like it's better. Looks like it's live again. I think we got bumped off there. Sorry about that. But we'll let you watch into the close. If you have any questions, feel free. We won't bother you. And the other thing that we're trying to do is in part over a few weeks, other things, pertain not just to trading, but trading as a business, right? As a business, and creating cash flow. We're going to leave the rest of the the Fibonacci queen and all that other nonsense to them. That isn't us. I'm not gonna be drawing Gartley's and Head and Shoulders and hammer candles and red road, what was that, red rover or some red dog reversal patterns and yada yada. There's other people that do that garbage, and it's garbage. It is absolute garbage, in my view. Sorry. I know it'd be hard to make money, but it's such a waste of time. I mean, you're looking at today just on the 5 minute. Oh, I was like, that's not 7 o'clock. This is 5. We've got to put this one back to 5. That was there it is there. So you're looking at this, just these two, this $10,000, $12,000, $15,000. So you can think of a Swing Machine Plus in particular, and it's our flagship, but we got others and other programs. I equate it also to like a fish finder. You want to go rent a boat and rowboat, and you got a big lake, you're up at Lake Winnipesaukee or a kayak, and you want to go out the big lake and catch some fish. Well, you can go out and paddle around, and you can see where other people are and where the birds are, I suppose. And and maybe you get some fish, and maybe you don't, but you have a nice time. Nothing wrong with that. And you can do that in the market. You paddle around, get a trade or two off, make a few bucks, take a vacation, and then go do something else. I don't have a problem with that. That's fine. I think everybody should do it for giggles. But if you got to go out on that lake and you got to catch some fish to feed your family, and then also to go sell the fish to the to provide for your family, you better catch some fish. And so you kind of might want to have a fish finder, right? So you paddle into the cove, and it can help you spot where the fish are. Swing Machine is kind of like a fish finder, a stock finder. And in fact, let's just go here. Here's the Pebble Beach on this one. Check this out. Now ignore these yellow. You know what? Let's lose those yellow lines. I'll just remove them. There. This is something called SMC Trade Generator, Pebble Beach. This is for stocks. Notice the date. This is all today. Here are the stocks. Here's the entry price. Here's the stop. Actually gave you a stop. And this purse is being calculated based on the money. I'm sorry, it is based on the money. I thought I was trying to get it to scroll. I can adjust that. This can be sorted. We can sort by the date, then sort by the purse, and then sort by the trigger. But this reflects a $10,000 investment. So in fact, let me go here and show you what you can do on this. I thought I did this earlier, and evidently I didn't do it right. If I click on it, oh yeah, so it's not sorting correctly. So let's try this again. I wanted to sort by date, number one, and then I wanted to sort by money, the trade purse, and I want it to be from, I think, low to high, and then I wanted to sort on triggers, and I wanted to sort every 20 seconds. I'm going to hit OK, and it's going to take about 20 seconds for this thing to sort. It should. Let's see if it works. It wasn't earlier, but it should take about 20 seconds. They'll come up. At least they're better. My machine may not, my computers may not be real happy because I left them on overnight completely and never got a chance to relax. Sometimes they'll act up. Isn't that crazy? It's supposed to be sorting. Maybe it's sorting backwards on the date. So maybe I got the sort wrong. It's probably not the computer, it's probably me. So let me go. So what happens is when I click on it, which I usually do, I override the sort. So let's change the date this way. We'll do it that way. Ah, there they are. All right. So I had it backwards. All right. So this gives us perfect, just what I want. So this gives us all the trades today, and then it sorts by the money. So you can kind of deduce from here, if this is up $600 and I traded $10,000, that's up 6%. Pretty well. And how many are there? Well, take out one because the index label, but there are a total of 69, take out the label row, 69 buy and sell opportunities. The sells are underwater, not surprising, they are underwater, but the rest of them are all profitable. And as much as 6%. And this is how we go about, one of the ways we go about determining where we're going to buy. We use this tool. Go look at our YouTube video. We use this tool to get a call option on Netflix when it was trading at 172. It's trading over 200 now. In fact, well, I don't want to go through the sort again. I don't want to mess it up, but we'll go look at it over here. So this is a great tool. And for those of you that like to read candles, it is interpreting candle formations in conjunction with another key part of our program. And we used to use this exclusively before we started trading futures. So it's a great tool. It's an old comfortable shoe for us. And but let me erase this. It's called the Pebble Beach trade triggers. And you can put it in. Now that's just the S&P 500. Let's go look at the NASDAQ. And here's the NASDAQ. All right, here's Netflix, little guy. All right. Now, when we got Netflix, we used this part of the tool and we got it when it was in a panic sell and we got long Netflix at around 175 or so. You'll see the video. It's still up. It was just a few days ago. I think it was on July 13th. And but here it is. It's generating a Pebble Beach buy at and that's today at 189.80, 189.80, and we can just click on it. Now the thing of it is that there it is. That's a beautiful look. It's going up. Netflix is going up. Probably going to go up to that old high, 250. Yeah, we were down in here. We're down in here. Beautiful. But this is how we find them. This is our fish finder. It's dynamic. It's powerful. It's super powerful. Check this out. You take out the label row. There are 12 signals out of the whole NASDAQ 100. It's profitable in 9 of the 11 signals. Gives you the entry price, gives you the stop, gives you, give it a go. You know how to use options? Look at that view. These are good trades. AMD, we did a video on AMD. We bought AMD at $77 down in here. This was the first signal. Look at it go. Lam Research, we were talking about that, I think, yesterday. Match. Oh, look at that one. That's a nice one. Match.com. That still is good, right? But we're not here to give you trades. I'm not interested in that. It's no fun. It would be like going to, this is what would you go to a restaurant and just pay your money and like, okay, bring me some food? Well, what do you want? I don't know. Just bring it to me. And the guy brings out like 3 plates and you just pick one. I don't you want to like pick out your own food? You know, isn't that the fun part? So wouldn't you like to have that's what I always thought. Like, wouldn't you like to have these tools on your desktop? So you load them in the stocks that you want to watch, the intervals you want to watch, trade them the way that you want to trade them. As long as you know how to use them. And we go through, we spend hours, days with you. Nobody's spending, Jerry's not spending 3 weeks with anybody talking to him every day. Nuts. No way. No way. And maybe in a few years, I won't have that time. I hope not. We have grown. We have grown really well. And I'm grateful. And we met some wonderful people. And I enjoy, we don't intrude on anybody, but enjoy everybody. And, but, they become very, very independent, like, hey, we're doing a Zoom broadcast. You're watching it on YouTube and it's on delay because of YouTube. But our members get to patch in on Zoom, which is high speed. Although we get YouTube giving us all kinds of issues here today. I don't know. I'm getting a circle. Just keep circling. I'm assuming you're still up, but they can patch in, but you might say, well, why? Right? Because they got everything. And in fact, when we first did it, I didn't think anybody would patch in. But the purpose of being able to patch in isn't to see my trades or to, get a fish or something like that. They want to fish themselves. But they know where to reach me. They know where I'm at. So maybe they're running a program and I don't know, maybe there's a little frustration or something, or maybe they just want to share some hopefully good news I can share with everybody else. I try to act as a catalyst or a conduit. Conduit's probably a better word. And they'll patch in. They'll say, "Hey, Don, I've been running, such and such and such and such, and it's really going well." And now I'll try to make a note, and I'll try to make sure that I communicate that out to everybody so that everyone else learns from it too. These programs, we say it all the time. There's no, if you got any questions on this Pebble Beach, it's a great, great program. Great program. And that was we wrote the guts of that program back in the early 2000s. So it's beautiful. We've just enhanced it, made it even better. Well, in any case, it's 3:00. I've been rambling. We'll let you watch into the close. If you have any questions, feel free. If you want to visit stockmarketcaddie.com, you can. It's free to follow on Twitter. It's free to follow on YouTube. Hit the like button. We appreciate the shares. We appreciate the thumbs up. Helps us with the algos. If you want to chat, you can call me. I'll answer the phone. Anyways, usually from 9 to 9 and even on a weekend. And my phone number is 813-758-8263. We can chat about the markets. We can chat about what you've been doing, what's been working, what hasn't been working. We also don't come at this. I do want you to know we do not come at this that we're going to impose a specific thing on you. What we really want to understand is what you've been doing when you go through the Q school, and then try to lay out like a buffet table and try to work around what you've already been doing, enhancing what you've been doing. We would just prefer that you see the whole buffet table so that you're in a better position to pick and choose and make your own trading even better. It works better that way because people do what they want to do. And I learned that from first teaching Susan. And I'm like, I can't be imposing my trading style, anything on Susan. I need to let Susan do what she wants to do and just point out different things that I've learned, and it worked out really well. So that was actually Susie was the model for this. That's how it happened. And Susan hadn't traded a thing, nothing. And she keeps it pretty simple. So we're going to let you watch, but if you have any questions, you can visit. We appreciate the retweets. We appreciate you sharing. if we can get more circulation, more attendance, we're more apt to do some live sessions. We usually do them late at night when I'm doing the programming stuff. I'll just patch it in, give you a chance to watch and see. But I think though, if you're patching in just to try to pick off a trade off of it, delayed, that's not our intent. Can't keep you from doing it. But I also think you're probably selling yourself short though, too, right? If you're thinking, if your mindset is still focused on every individual trade and not trading as a business, I think you're missing it. I'm sorry to say, I think you're missing a fantastic opportunity. And I don't know. I'm on the Twitter sphere. I don't know anybody that does what we do. Not a one. Not a one. Yeah, I don't want to mention anybody by name or anything, but there's one that's just, I want to think about it. He's got like thousands of people. I think he was on CNBC one time, thousands and thousands of people. And, he's got a pay window for this and a pay window for that, and a pay window for this and a pay window for that. He's arrogant as hell. And you probably know, and he's talking quad one, quad two, quad four, quad this. He doesn't even trade his own money. And it's like, what a crock, what a crock. But and you don't learn shit. And he talks, at least my thing is he talks like from on high, as you would expect an Ivy Leaguer to talk. I'm not an Ivy Leaguer. I had plenty of Ivy Leaguers that worked for me. So I'm not impressed. And like I say, we will learn from you. We have pilots. We have salespeople. We have all kinds of backgrounds: software engineers, hardware engineers, policemen, firemen, paramedic, all kinds of backgrounds. Have a great afternoon. Thanks. We did I think we just tweeted out. Let me just double check. We tweeted out as an example. Last night's video was rather short. It was only about 8 or 9 minutes, but it was right on point. Yeah, we tweeted it out. It was about 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning. I was still working. And but you can hear what a monthly member, a taste of what they get. Usually that nightly video is about anywhere from 10 minutes to no more than an hour. Usually on Sundays, it's about an hour. It comes out every evening. We try to get it out by 9. Sometimes it's 2 in the morning, but it's certainly there by the morning. This rally didn't surprise us. You can go back and look. Just one trade, and we've been saying this. If you look at our well, you can't. That is for members only. But we've been cautioning our members to be expecting a pretty sizable rally. So a couple of well-placed option trades. I mean, you'd be doing pretty darn well. 4,500, 6,500, the same trade. Don't lose sight of that. It's the 440 tea time, 835, 440. They haven't changed. The 1 minute is trading all over the place around it. Members could be taking the 1 minute, 7 minutes ago, if you took it, you'd be up 250. They just take it. And then they'll wait for it to cycle through and go short. They won't short it. They don't go against the major trend. Then it goes on again, and they'll make another 250 and then another 250. And they may get to the same place, but they take smaller bites. It's up to the individual how they want to go. And if you haven't heard, but you probably want to put YouTube too, like the quality sucks. You can only go to 750p or something, but you do want to put it on the highest definition so it's not so blurry. Our Zoom broadcast is, but our annual members will patch in, occasionally, and but they know, we support, what we're providing. So. Again, we're watching the markets with everybody else. If you have any questions and you're passing through and you want to know what's going on, anything that we can answer for you, please don't hesitate. Be sure to visit stockmarketcaddie.com. You're also welcome to call us 813-758-8263. Real person trading our real bread day in and day out. Been here a long time, not 6 months, not 6 years, longer than that, long before Twitter. And if you've come by us, probably a small miracle because we don't advertise. Looking at the 4:40 tea time went off this morning, 4:40, just 40 minutes after the war room in the Treasury opens. It opens at 4 a.m. if you didn't know. And they're the purses. This is the purse. The other beautiful thing about Swing Machine Plus, not only does it help you get in, not only does it help you stay out, not only does it help you get out, the other valuable, maybe unsung, difficult to learn, it helps you stay in. We really work with folks in those first few days on Q School to stay in, to really try to lean on being more patient. I just want members to know we're doing a little live broadcast on YouTube right now. We let folks, things got a little boring this afternoon. We had a really nice session this morning. We hopefully everyone else did too. And so that's what we're doing at the moment. And but if anybody needs anything, just let me know. You can always use the chat function. But I just um, when you see this this header, we don't usually put the header up here. We put a header up here when we're usually doing a live broadcast on YouTube. For those on YouTube, we'll be signing off at 4. And again, if you got any questions, don't hesitate to give us a shout. You can visit the website. I wouldn't try. We don't ordinarily do anything in the last hour. If anything, we might be putting on options for the next day. We're not doing that here today. We've already done that. But our futures trading is done. The sooner the better. Get in earlier in the day and get it done. I wouldn't expect this market to really, dump or anything. I wouldn't get caught up in that too much. But thanks again for stopping by. And if you got any questions, let us know. It's just our way of creating a little awareness to let you know what others might be doing out there. And I think we're doing something a lot different than what you're probably accustomed to seeing or doing.